We got some breaking news. The firefight between the chief judge of the district courts of D.C., Jeb Boasberg, and the Department of Justice continues. In a new order just released, the judge said, and I'm barely paraphrasing, "You told me to go pound sand about giving 137 people you made disappear without due process rights, and you're not going to give me a solution to provide them with due process rights. I choose a different path other than pound sand." In particular, Judge Boasberg on page 4 of his order says the following: "Against this backdrop and mindful of the flagrancy of the government's violations of the deportees' due process rights that landed the plaintiffs in this situation, the court refuses to let them languish in the solutionless mire that the defendants propose," which is, we can't bring them back from Venezuela, we don't want to bring them back from anywhere else, and we don't want to do remote hearings of any type. Judge, go pound sand. No, no. Federal judge order beats go pound sand. Rock, paper, scissor. I'm Michael Popak. You're on the Midas Touch Network and Legal AF. We've been following this case very closely. It's called JGG. It's been brought by the American Civil Liberties Union in favor of 137 men, migrants, who the government claims without proof are members of Tren de Aragua, a narco-terrorist group, and sent in the middle of the night over the objection and orders of Jeb Boasberg back in March to the torture prisons of El Salvador. Later, to get them away from Jeb Boasberg's jurisdiction, the Department of Justice went one better and sent them to Venezuela before the war with Venezuela. And now Jeb Boasberg, having given the government the opportunity to propose a solution for the lack of due process that was provided to these people who would rather, based on a recent filing, who would rather be in custody in the immigration world of the United States than to be free in Venezuela or third countries. That's how much they are devoted to their cause. Jeb Boasberg has joined that call and has now ordered the government to get these people back to the United States, even if it means they're in custody, and give them the habeas corpus and due process rights that the United States Supreme Court ordered that they have. I'm Michael Popak. Let's get to it. I'll post this memorandum and opinion up on Legal AF Substack for paid members. Here's what the judge says in this case, page 1. The court offered the government the opportunity to propose steps that would facilitate hearings for the class members on their habeas corpus claims so that they could challenge their designations under the Alien Enemies Act. Apparently, not interested in participating in this process, the government's response has essentially told the court to pound sand. The judge continues, believing that other courses would be more productive than pounding sand, and in line with the Supreme Court's requirement outlined in the Abrego Garcia case, the court will now order the government to facilitate the return from third countries of those plaintiffs who so desire. It will also permit other plaintiffs to file their habeas supplements from abroad. How do we get here? The United States Supreme Court, in another case involving a Maryland person named Kilmer Abrego Garcia, 9-0, supported the federal district judge there, Judge Zinnes, and said that she was right to order that Abrego Garcia, who was illegally sent in the same El Salvadoran prison, along with these 137 other men, that he was illegally sent there, that the court had the right and had the obligation to order that the United States facilitate his return back to the United States for a due process hearing. Scaling a business, that takes the right expertise at the right time. Upwork helps growing teams quickly bring in specialized freelancers so you can move faster and take the business to the next level. Upwork is a one-stop platform to find, hire, and pay expert freelancers across web and software development, data and analytics, marketing, business operations, and more. Upwork helps grow your business by giving you fast access to specialized talent across more than 125 categories so you can fill skill gaps, launch projects faster, and scale support up or down without committing to full-time headcount. You can browse profiles, review past work, and get help scoping the role so you can hire with confidence and get started quickly. Upwork also cuts down operational hassle by handling things like contracts and payments in one place, so you can spend more time running the business. It's free to sign up, and posting a job is easy. With Business Plus, you can access the top 1% of talent on Upwork, and with AI-powered shortlisting, you'll get matched to the right freelancer in under 6 hours. No endless searching required. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's Upwork.com to connect with top talent ready to help your business grow. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com. Now, we all know what happened. 2 months later, the Trump administration manufactured fake criminal charges against Abrego Garcia in Tennessee and brought him back and then threw him in jail. However, that case is about to get dismissed for vindictive prosecution by way of a judge in Tennessee. But the precedent set by the Abrego Garcia case is ringing in the ears of Chief Judge Boasberg. And he said to them, I've got to follow the Abrego Garcia precedent. Tell me how I can't follow that. And of course, the government just said, you're wrong. We're not going to do anything. Venezuela's in flux. It's a foreign affairs issue. We can't do anything about it. We have no solution. The judge is not taking that. Here's what the judge says about this issue. First, he compliments the American Civil Liberties Union. People should know the American Civil Liberties Union does regular contributions on the Legal AF YouTube channel with us. Here's what he said. Understanding that the situation in Venezuela remains in flux on page 2, and given the quote-unquote law enforcement act